And we're live and in living color. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another Friday night Smackdown review. I am solo dolo today. I think Chris of Chris Wrestling Views is at a WWE live event. Ironically, he sent us like some pictures. He got to meet Karrion Cross, Bailey, DIY. Um, he said I think he even seen people. He even seen like the Bloodline. Um, at least the Tom. It looked like it was Tama Tonga, Jacob, and Jacob Fatu along with Bianca Belair. But this is a wrestling show, so we let's get to some wrestling news. Well, this is the review for Friday Night SmackDown. But before we get there, um, thanks to Chris, um, we do know, or it has been said that we're going to get this first NXT, or at least going forward, I should say, the NXT that's going to be on the CW is going to be TV 14. It's rated TV 14. So if this is true, if this is I think it's been confirmed. I want to say it's been confirmed that NXT is going to be TV 14, and that we're getting the first of two shows, because assume that Monday Night Raw is going to be also TV 14 when it goes to Netflix, and now we know that not SmackDown, but NXT will be too. With that out of the way, now let's jump into the Friday Night SmackDown review. We did start off with Randy Orton coming out and cutting the promo. He wanted to talk about the whole situation with Cody Rhodes teaming up with Roman Reigns, and he asked Cody, he known Cody for a long time, and he was on the ring saying, you know what, I think I need an explanation for Cody. So Cody, if you're back there, will you mind coming out? And Cody comes out to give his explanation, saying that that as the legend killer that Randy Orton is, he oh, no problem, Chris. No problem. I don't mind carrying the show, man. Hey, it is what it is. Hey, life happens, opportunity happens. You at a live event. Everybody's got something going on, so I'm happy to do it. I'm happy to be here and carry on the show. It is what it is. I meant to put that up there too, guys. By the way, that I kind of was slow on the draw on that one, but at the dirty, yeah, I was telling the audience that earlier, that the reason why you wasn't here because you were at the Dirty Super Show. We got tomorrow. You know what? Tomorrow will be a video. We'll do a video just interviewing you about, since you got to meet some of the superstars. We'll just be part of that. Tomorrow's video will be us interviewing you about that. But yeah, so we start off with like I said, with Randy Orton asked Cody Rhodes for an explanation. Cody Rhodes said, as the legend killer, Cody Rhodes told Randy, as the legend killer that you are, you should understand more than anybody that what this bloodline is needs to be killed. That they have risen up to such a point that it needs to be killed. That their zeal, that their everything that they are needs to be killed, and that he's not doing this because he want to be teamed up with Roman Reigns, but it's out of necessity to stop this new bloodline, and because Roman Reigns gave him his word, and the reason why he trusts Roman Reigns' word is because Roman Reigns has not went back on his word every time he has given his word. He said he'll do whatever it takes to keep that championship, and he did do that. He said that if he ever lost that championship, that he wouldn't show his face, on Smackdown again, that he'd be gone. He'll be gone to forever, how long he was going to be gone, and that's what happened. So he had no reason to doubt Roman Reigns' word, and that is why. That's the other reason why he chose to go, to actually team with Roman Reigns. This will bring out Kevin Owens, who will come out and say, "Beer, welcome to the party, sir. Welcome to the party." I know Chris is having fun. He got to be face to face with Bailey. That got to be that. Oh my God, that got to be awesome. Anywho, yeah. So Kevin Owens will come out, and they've been building like this thing with Kevin Owens, where since this all went down, Kevin Owens been having this feeling. Like he been wanting to express how he feels about this whole Cody Rhodes teaming with Roman Reigns, and this will be the recurring theme throughout the night is Kevin Owens building like aggression towards Cody. But here he didn't really get to say nothing because once he got in the ring, he grabbed the mic. By the time he was getting ready to say something, the bloodline came out and basically was like, this was convenient that all you are in the ring, save us time having to find you all together. And basically the bloodline taunts Kevin Owens and Randy Orton via Solo. Solo taunts Kevin Owens and Randy Orton about the fact that Cody had to team up with Roman Reigns because because Kevin Owens and Randy had failed Cody into stopping them and stopping the new bloodline. So of course he had to go out and recruit Roman Reigns himself to help him put down this new bloodline because he knew basically that he would get more success with Roman than Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Trying to get under their skin. But Kevin Owens was, tells him, oh yeah, nobody. He's like, nobody never wanted to hear you talk, and thus why don't you face us in the tag team match? And Cody would chime in and say, yeah, it don't even have to be that. The way I see it, it's the three of you. It's three of you out here versus me, Randy, and but before he could finish, Kevin would cut him off and say, you know what? No offense, but you got your tag team match at Bad Blood, so you worry about that. I was more thinking of Solo and Jacob Fatu versus me and Randy Orton later on tonight in the main event, and thus that would end this promo, and then we'll find out later that actually got made official. So that was our main event. Then we got a backstage promo with Nia Jax angry over how things have unfolded so far with them not being successful at getting rid of either Bayley or Naomi last week, and instead Naomi and Bayley will face each other to get opportunity at her title. And she kind of like grabs Tiffany like by the neck and like choke her, and it was like funny and basically threatened Tiffany by saying that if this goes badly for her, then it's going to end up really, really bad for Tiffany. And then she slaps, give that aggressive, all right, best friend, slap to Tiffany and says that now we can be friends, and walks away. And the thing here is after she walked away, Tiffany, trying to soothe her neck for being basically choked. I think while she was choking that, Tiffany like apologized to her and stuff like that. Tiffany would look angrily in Nia's direction, saying that she might start. This is the start of her maybe turning on Nia. With that being said, we got to the first match of the night, which is Bayley versus Naomi, and this was the opening match. This is a no one contenders match to determine who will face Nia Jax at Bad Blood. And you know what? I was rooting for Naomi here. I really was. I was rooting for Naomi because honestly, I want to see Naomi win. I want to see her sign. I honestly think that Naomi has begun the bum end of the booking since she's returned from TNA. I think she was booked better in TNA. She was winning. She was winning the main championship. She was booked like a star in TNA. And here, in WWE, since she's been back, she's not been. It haven't been so stellar for her. But I also possibly could see a heel turn, maybe being a little refresh for her character, and maybe pushing her in the right direction. Who knows? But this match was good. This match was good. It was decent. It was a good. Well, I wouldn't say it was good. I wouldn't say decent. It was good. It was a little bit slow in the beginning, but it picked up towards the middle. I can honestly say this picked up. It got good towards the middle of it, from middle to end. This was a good match. Like I said, the beginning was slow, but middle end, that was the best parts of this match. And they really ran. They got over the whole, oh, this is my best friend stuff, and started going hard at each other. They Naomi was the person that got held back on, because I think Bayley was going for a punch, and Bayley, I think, yeah, Bayley was going for a punch, and she held back because Naomi was her best friend, but Naomi pushed her. She was like, no, don't hold back on me. This, we got an opportunity on the line. This ain't the time to hold back, blah blah blah. And they actually started going hard. That's when the match got better. Like I said, I really wish Naomi would have got the victory here. Um, Bayley didn't need the victory at this point. We didn't need to see Bayley. I get it from a money / booking standpoint. You want to put bust the seats. You book Bayley versus Nia Jax at Bad Blood, but you could also maybe put bust the seats with Naomi versus Nia. But in my opinion, that's what I think. But in the end, Bayley would get the victory over a game, Naomi, to become the new #1 contender. Naomi would benefit well when the mid card title finally rise. Oh yeah, for sure. Especially since SmackDown is going 3 hours once Raw goes to Netflix. Yeah, this is gonna definitely, she's gonna definitely benefit from the mid card title when they introduce that. Then we got a backstage promo with Andrade, who walk up to LA Knight, who was and tell him that where he comes from after a match like what they had last week is custom to shake each other's hand in the soul of respect. But when Andrade says when LA Knight went for a fist bump instead of shaking his hand, it made Andrade lose respect for LA Knight. But before LA Knight could respond, he would get attacked by Carmelo Hayes. And after leaving him down and out, he said, "What? I got something for you too. Come on." And LA Knight, as Andrade didn't know whether to help LA Knight up or get ready to go out to the ring, but it looked like he made his decision, and he put on his little mask that he have on when he come out to the ring. And thus we would get the second match of the night, which is Carmelo Hayes versus Andrade 6. This would be, they are, like I said before, they are using the basketball playoff format, where it's the best of 7, which means you have to win 4 out of the 7 possible bouts in this case. And I think going in it was 3-2. Andrade had 3 wins over Carmelo's 2, and this was a good match. I wanted to acknowledge here that they gave a new Titantron to Andrade, and I like that. I do. I like that a lot. I like that. Also, to mention here too, this is where I first noticed it on SmackDown when watching this episode. kudos to Triple H for bringing back the moving match card. Now, for those who don't know, back in the day, back during the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, at least part of, or the beginning, middle parts of the Ruthless Aggression Era, I think towards the end of the Ruthless Aggression Era, they did away with the moving match card. But yeah, with the moving match card is when they sold like the matchups, like, oh, later on tonight is going to be Charlotte versus Zoe Starks. They sold the two people, but the moving match card shows them doing something. They be like, for instance, Shawn Michaels, he'll he'll flinch at you and then be like, something like that, and will freeze on them. That I love that they bring that back, because that was my favorite thing about the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, was that the moving match card, and they do that twice, or I think they do that twice or three times in this show. So the moving match card, but this was a good match. Back to the match at hand. This was a good match. I enjoyed it. Carmelo and Andrade always put on some spectacular bangers. There was a few little hiccups here and there. But ultimately, this was a good bout between the two. Hayes and Andrade matches are good, but because of the best of 7, I really don't want to see them wrestle anymore this year after there's not even tag team. Yeah, you know what? I agree, Sabier. Because it's obvious that this is going to 7 matches, and after that, no more this year. Like, no, don't put them in any type of match, any shape, none. Just no. We're done seeing. Once we get to match 7, obviously, and I think I'm gonna tell you who I think is gonna win that match. Obviously, after that, no, we don't need to see Carmelo and Andrade wrestle again this year, because we haven't done something like this in a long time. That's how we could get away. That's how WWE could get away with it, because they haven't done something like that in a long time. But once you do it, you can't just keep repeatedly doing it, because people are not going to enjoy it. So, but yeah, this was a good bout. Like I said, a few hiccups here and there, but otherwise, this was a tremendous match. This might have been the match of the night, honestly. This was the best match of the night compared to the next 2 matches that we got on the card. Yeah, this was the best match of the night. Is it Melo is him? He just got there, so I'll get Andrade to win and push. Oh yeah. By the way, I get into that. It was, like I said, it was a decent match. LA Knight was showed to try to get his get back on Carmelo, but that would end up being a little detrimental to Andrade, as that distraction caused Andrade to get rolled up and pinned by Carmelo Hayes, giving Carmelo Hayes the victory and tying the series at 3 wins apiece, which means, like I said, we're going to get that 7th and final match to determine who was the best of the 2 wrestlers. And I think that Carmelo is going to win. I say Carmelo is going to win match 7, and then he will go on to face LA Knight for the United States Championship. The only reason why I say that is because very early on in this feud between Carmelo and Andrade, they already gave Andrade his shot at the United States Championship. Now, what I thought they was going to do, I thought they was going to wait to see whoever won. They were going to stretch it out to 7 matches, and then whoever won the 7th match would get the title opportunity. But instead, they gave the early title opportunity to Andrade. So I think Carmelo wins the next match, and because the number 1 contender to LA Knight. Because it's obvious that they're waiting to see who booking wise who's going to win this match to give LA Knight his next number 1 contender. Afterwards, we would get Cody Rhodes going to as we will see Kevin Owens and Randy Orton talking strategy in the back about their upcoming tag team match that was made official. We would get Cody Rhodes, who would try to talk to Kevin because obviously he said obviously there's some issues between him and Kevin, and that he want to talk about it. And Kevin said, he said, yeah, you know what, we will talk about it because I do have some issues and we will talk about it, but not now. We're trying to strategize for this match here, stuff like that. He said, I know, I just feel like we really need to talk about this. And he said, and we will. But he said, by the way, since you are here, don't come out there and try to help us tonight. Just stay here in the back. Like I said before, if you got your tag team match, just focus on that. But yeah, we got to talk strategy. But Cody Rhodes persisted to push into talking where Kevin Owens about it kind of made Kevin Owens blow up a little bit. He said, I said we talking strategy, but Randy Orton, calmed down. That's where we got the line about him not coming out there to help them with the match later on tonight. But Randy Orton would say that he understands where Kevin's coming from, but if the Tonga brothers were to come out there, the tag team champions, and get involved, he would appreciate if Cody Rhodes come out and help them even the odds when it comes to that. Wait, hold on. Okay, no, that I already read that. All right, so then after that, we got the third match of the night, which is Mia Yim or Michin versus Piper Niven. And this was the next time we would get that moving match card. I think it was either they was doing the moving match card for Piper and Michin, or it was Michin versus Chelsea I think it was Michin and Chelsea that they did it for their dumpster match. Yeah, it was for their dumpster match. I remember seeing the dumpster in the match card. So it was the next time we would see a moving match card on this episode is for me when they promote Mia and Chelsea Green, which you know what? To be honest, I like Chelsea Green getting this little push. She getting some shine. We starting to see the steam getting behind the company getting behind Chelsea Green. That all that goofiness is starting to pay off. They're gonna make Jacob Dog walk one of them. I like Captain America and the Avengers. I understood that reference. Yeah, he gonna dog walk one of them though for sure. He is. But yeah, this was an okay match between Piper Niven and Michin. The biggest takeaway here from this match is that I'm glad that they're getting some screen opportunity, because if we are about to introduce a mid-card championships for the women's division on both SmackDown and Raw, namely a females United States Championship and the female Intercontinental Championship, or whatever they be called, this is what I want to see. I want to see the mid-card talent get some screen time, especially with them going 3 hours now on SmackDown. We're gonna need that. We're gonna need that screen time. But yeah, just like I said, a fun little match. Nothing really to talk about here. Michin and Piper Niven went at it a little bit. It was fun, and Michin got the win here. I like that Chelsea tried to help Piper with the trash can, setting it up like to throw Michin into it. Like she set it up like by the barricade, the part of the barricade they always crash, they always tackling each other through. She set the trash can over there. I think she wanted like Piper to throw Michin into it or tackle her through the barricade, tackle her into the trash can and through the barricade. But Michin was able to reverse it or get out the way. Piper hit herself on it, and then she would use that opportunity to eat the feet on Piper for the victory. So, like I said, pretty good takeaway. Like Saber said here, Michin finally got a win. I'll take it. Yeah, her finally get a win. You know what's sad about that? We shouldn't be saying that about Michin, because Michin can go. She can wrestle, y'all. If y'all don't know, Michin can wrestle. So then it was announced, this next little thing I'm about to talk about was that they announced I think it was for next week. I'm pretty sure it's for next week that it will be a triple threat ladder match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. It would be the Bloodline versus DIY and the Street Profits in a triple threat ladder match. Now that's going to be good. That's going to be good. You know, the booking for the tag team titles on both brands been lackluster, but the fact that we're getting a triple threat tag team ladder match for these titles, that's going to be good, and that should be the main event of this go home show. Cause yeah, I think that's what the go home show of Friday Night Smackdown. That should be the main event. I know her from Shimmer. I know she can go. Oh yeah, she can. She could go. Like just from what I've seen of her in NXT, which is a wrestling heavy show. Yeah, she could go. She could go. I just hate that they book. I just hate when people like her come from NXT to the main roster, and then because of the booking is so horrible, you think these people can't wrestle or stuff, or that the company don't like them because they can't wrestle. But the truth is, they can. It's just they don't book them the way they should, the way they was getting booked in NXT. But yeah, we got an announcement that it was going to be a triple threat tag team match and a triple threat ladder tag team match, and both DIY, the Bloodline, and the Street Profits cut an interconnecting promo talking about why they was going to win. So I'm not going to get too deep into it because it was just the same thing from all three teams. It would just cut and splice together like beautifully to where each team was like finishing the other sentences and saying why they was going to win the ladder match. You know that it was the time for play and all this is over with. You know, like the one thing from DIY was how they talked about how they finally fulfilled their destiny, became tag team champions, only to have it ripped away from them by the Bloodline. You know, so forth. Everybody's problems with each other, but ultimately it was just about who will win what. Someone's going to get hurt in that ladder match, sadly. Oh yeah, someone's definitely about to get hurt. Someone's definitely about to get hurt because those ladder matches go crazy. Um, and then we get Bailey and Naomi backstage where when Naomi's looking disappointed. I forgot to say that too. When after Naomi got defeated by Bailey, when she walked away from the ring, she looked very disappointed and like almost too disappointed. Like it was setting up like her, you know. Then she was wearing dark colors. I know, obviously, her costume was made to look like the Uno card. I think her costume was Uno inspired. So I know that you can't read too much into her wearing dark colors, but it could be a tease of her going to the dark side, or as in wrestling, a heel turn. But this promo made me realize that she was still kind of like disappointed, and then she would run into Bailey. They would talk about the match, and she was saying like you know, she kind. I guess Bailey was acting like she kind of felt bad, but Naomi was like, you don't feel bad. You happy that you beat me, and then she glad that she got the opportunity. She just disappointed that she didn't get it, but that she glad that Bailey got it, and that I think Bailey already promised that she would be the first person to get a title shot once she beat Nia Jax at Bad Blood. But then she would get after Bailey would leave, she would run into Tiffany, who would taunt her about blowing her opportunity. With Naomi responding that, you know, the one thing that would cheer her up is having a match with Tiffany Stratton. He said, and she said that she's going to find Nick all this to have that, you know, made official for next week. Speaking of which, then we got the main event that kind of like announced all the stuff that's going to happen next week. And when they hugged, I really wanted the other to grab the other cape. Well, you kind of got that because and one in that match they had where I think it was Naomi, yeah. when Naomi went for a pin, she did like a hellacious move. I forgot what it was, but it was a devastating move she did on Bailey. And when Bailey kicked out at 2, Naomi was like kind of down by her Bailey's legs, and she just kind of copped the feel like right on camera. She just grabbed Bailey's butt and was just like in disbelief, but then she let go real quickly. I'm like, damn. I was like, nah. I said Naomi won the Copperfield. But yeah, then we get to the main event, which is Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus the Bloodline. And this was this was a good main event. It wasn't bad. It was definitely good because it definitely sold the story of Solo trying to get under Kevin Owens' skin, and so some dissension and chaos within that friendship of Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. Because going into this match, Kevin Owens, all being silenced 2 weeks in a row, not being able to express how he felt about Cody Rhodes teaming with Roman Reigns, and then this constant thing that was growing, that you can see that's growing within Kevin Owens, this anger about Cody Rhodes doing this. You kind of know something is coming, and that's what this match about, was just building up on that frustration. Oh yeah, for sure. Melo and Andrade should have been the main event. Their match was way better than this match. This match, I would have said that it should have went. We should have got Bailey versus Naomi as the co-main event. This should have been the match before the main event. Honestly, I would have said Michin versus Piper. No, or you know what? Michin and Bailey and Naomi could have went first. Then Michin versus Piper. And then this match, which Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton versus the Bloodline. Then Carmelo and Andrade as the main event. I think this should have went like that. But it is. This is what we got. And it was an okay match. It was. They got some good tag team. I think Kevin Owens got worked over for a while before getting the hot tag to Randy. And then pretty much from there was like a back and forth tag thing. When it's TV, the best matchups of the main event, not top stars. True. That is true. I totally agree with you about that. You would get no complaints here. Andrade, a match like what Andrade and Carmelo had, that should have been main event. Technically, I think after match, the second or third match of that series between Carmelo and Andrade, I think that all the rest of the matches should have always been main event matches. Because I can understand the first match and even the second match, but that third match or that fourth match should have definitely been main event matches. All of them should have been after that should have been main event. But yeah, they would go back and forth working on Kevin Owens. So he got the hot tag to Randy. They kind of went back and forth. Jacob looked absolutely like a monster in this match. I'm just like, Solo didn't even look bad. Solo looked it okay. He did. Solo looked it okay. But Jacob was the star of that match. He's an animal. That guy, he was just taking people out. But the Tonga brothers did get involved. Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa did come out to try to help, help them. But Cody Rhodes would keep his promise. He would come out there and dispatch both Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga. But he would get taken out by Jacob Fatu, who would do like a springboard dive out the ring onto Cody, and then he would throw Cody into the ring on purpose to I guess he threw like Cody's body into the referee's leg, and right when he do that, Kevin Owens hit a Stone Cold Stunner on Solo after Solo tried to hit him with the Samoan Spike. He would dodge that, hit him with a stunner, and then get the pin. He had him pinned 1, 2, 3, but like where Xavier Woods, the referee was distracted or down. To which Kevin Owens would come in there and like push Cody Rhodes' body, like, "Hey man, what are you doing? Or why are you even here in this ring? I told you not to come out," and try to get the referee to stir but then Jacob Fatu would hit him with like 2 super kicks, and Solo would roll over and pin Kevin Owens 1, 2, 3, and Solo Jacob and then would clear the ring as they would bag up like up the ramp looking at Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, and Randy. Kevin Owens, you could tell, was visibly upset, and which required Cody try to get in the ring to like explain himself, like explain what happened, and that how the referee got distracted wasn't his fault. That Jacob threw him into the ring, into the ref, but Kevin was not hearing that. He would smack Cody Rhodes' hand away and push him and argue with him, telling him, "Why are you out here, huh? Why are you out here?" They would get into each other's face, and while they did get into each other's face, Cody played like the reluctant person arguing because he didn't want to get up on Cody. They like even met heads, They didn't. He didn't want to do it, but Kevin Owens getting his face, pushing his face, and all that type of stuff. But Randy would break up 11, playing peacekeeper, and that's a thing. Think about that. Psychopathic Randy Orton, Mister. I am punt kick the Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon. I'll punt kick your mom, your kids, your dad. It doesn't matter. This psychopath is the person playing peacekeeper. Keep that in mind. He had to play peacekeeper. I'm like, we in our golden years when Randy Orton is playing peacekeeper, and golden years of wrestling, because some of us are still, we virtually still young, but Randy Orton got old when he's the one playing peacekeeper. But yeah, it was just he basically had to get in between them and calm Kevin Owens down and let Kevin Owens know that he's the one who asked Cody to be out here in case the time of talking to him. He would push. He didn't like push, but he would slightly push Randy Orton out the way to get back to Cody Rhodes' face. But Cody Rhodes would then, not Cody Rhodes, as the Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens are in each other's face, Randy Orton would get back in between them again. This time, completely calming Kevin Owens down and explaining to him that he's only out here because of that, because he told him to be out here. And then he was kind of calm Cody Rhodes down, and the show would end with Solo and them saying, "Look at that, look at them," as they was arguing, and then the show closes with Kevin Owens coming to realize, okay, Randy, you invited him. Okay, so, but I'm kind of thinking that this is not going to end well for either Randy or Cody or both. The way Randy looked at Kevin when he wanted him to tag was like a dad asking a question and waiting for him to lie. It was funny. Oh yeah. He did. He looked like at that when he was asking Cody Rhodes for that explanation. He was looking too. He was looking like a dad, like, lie to me if you want to, and that's why he said it's not a problem until you make it a problem. The same man that burned down the Wyatt's compound looking for Sister Abigail. That's what I'm saying. This is the man playing peacekeeper. The man who did all that, and he playing peacekeeper. You know something wrong when Randy Orton is the one who got to play level-headed peacekeeper. There's something truly wrong here. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. Wrestling news-wise, like I said before, and for those who didn't hear at the beginning of the video, I did announce that it was announced that NXT when it goes to the CW this Tuesday, it will be rated TV 14. So it will be the first of the two programs between Raw and SmackDown to be TV 14 again. So if that's the case, NXT braced their mold for the first time since this whole PG era started. This will be the first time in a long time that WWE has had a show that's TV. I know the pay-per-views are technically TV 14, but we talking about the main shows like Monday Night Raw and SmackDown, and now NXT. That NXT would be the first time since I think early 2000s. I want to say like 2005, 2006, 2007, that the shows was TV 14. So now I could be wrong. It could be earlier than that because I feel like by the time we got to 2007 and 2008, there was PG 13. like PG now. I don't think it was TV 14 in 2007 and 2008. I don't know. I could be. It was something like that. But yeah, NXT will be TV 14 starting this Tuesday. Um, that would be also, speaking of Randy, that would be the time we get Randy. We got Randy going up against Jay Vaughn. I think they're going to be in Randy Orton's hometown. But yeah, going forward, NXT would be TV 14. Then I think it would be obviously Monday Night Raw when it goes to Netflix. Before I leave you, let me see if I got any more wrestling news to share with you guys. I think that was like the fact that NXT being TV 14 was my most significant news. I don't think trying to see if I got more news to share. I mean, we talk. Me and the other guys, we talk about wrestling all the time. Um, so it's like it's like we basically just share news all day. Yeah, I forgot too. We did get the promo in the show, saying that AJ Styles will be on the next week's Friday Night SmackDown. So AJ Styles will be coming back next Friday. Interestingly, the story once again has come back that WWE wants to bring Malachi Black back to WWE. So that's interesting news topic. We probably gonna talk more about it tomorrow. But yeah, it looked like there's interest for Malachi Black to return to WWE. Do you think Randy should give one last heel turn before he retires, or just stay as he is and enjoy his time? I mean, honestly, we could. Um, honestly, he could stay the way he is and just give us just have fun up until his retirement. But I wanted to say that he should do one last heel run before he retires. If if it wasn't for the fact, okay, like my thinking is I want to see heel Randy again, especially a heel Randy versus John Cena, and maybe at WrestleMania, because that one, like, we never got to see John Cena and Randy Orton wrestle at a WrestleMania before. So I would like to see a heel Randy do that. But I want it to be, if we're gonna get heel Randy again before he retires, it needs to be the old heel Randy. Like, it needs to be Randy Orton that would punt kick people, that not just the Randy Orton that wouldn't mind burn down like the Wyatt's compound, but I mean it needs to be true heel Randy Orton, like the psychopathic legend killer Randy Orton that punt kicked John Cena's father. Like I want that Randy Orton back, as we're gonna get one last heel run from Randy. So if I had a choice, that's the Randy we would see. We would get that Randy, and that's the case, I want that Randy to be going up against John Cena. But it'll be too soon, because your question is, should he have one last heel run before he retires? And I think if he's going to do that, it would be perfect if he do it with John Cena. But it is what it is on that front. Poor NWA got pushed aside for NXT. NWA better go back to YouTube or find a TV contract. I mean, yeah, it definitely could possibly find his way. But Shawn Michaels has been cooking. That's what That's another thing we were talking about too with Shawn Michaels running NXT. He's been cooking, and the fact that they get to go to TV 14 means Shawn Michaels could cut a little bit more edgier and content and wrestling content with these young superstars. Oh yeah, that's going to do wonders for NXT. The NXT booking wise is the better show between Raw and SmackDown. Hell yeah, bring him back and let him eat this time. Love to have. Yeah. Like I said, heel Randy will work. Unless you're talking about AJ Styles. But if you're talking about Randy Orton, yeah, let him come back, be the Randy Orton the old, and just let him just cut crazy promos. beat the hell out of people. I mean, let him go back. But also, if you're talking about AJ Styles, yeah, I hope they have something for him to do. And I think they bringing him back because of all the reports coming out that you know, that he's not injured, he's not nothing, but they don't have nothing for him to do. I think just like, and then on top of that, his contract is expiring. Um, from what I'm hearing and the reports that I'm hearing, that his contract is set to expire um, at the end of either at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. So this probably be a. Oh, you were talking about Malachi Black. Gotcha. But finishing my before I get to that, finishing my thought on AJ Styles. Yeah, I think his contract ends at the end of this year or the beginning of next year. Yeah, something like that. That's what the report's saying. That I think they bringing him back in a way to re-sign him because they've been aggressively trying to re-sign people. Because I think Liv Morgan, Nia Jackson, somebody else's contract is almost up, and they've been aggressive. Oh, Rhea Ripley. It was Rhea, Nia, and Liv. Ironically, all their contracts is about to be up, and they have not re-signed either. But on to what you were talking about, Malachi Black. Yeah. Malachi was not Malachi Black and WWE was not used the way he should have been. That he was cool, he was good in NXT. But then when he got to the main roster, of course, Vince McMahon killed the mystique of that with misusing him and then letting him go. But yeah, I could see Malachi Black returning and being something, at least hopefully being used better under Triple H. I can see him having a decent run. I can see him having a decent run. How soon do you let Malachi interact with the Wyatts, or do you put him on another show? I will put him on another show because honestly, him coming back and just interacting with the Wyatts, maybe not immediately. Basically, I wouldn't immediately put them together. I'll put Malachi Black, let him rebuild his brand on back in the WWE, rebuild his name back in WWE. And then sometime down the line, yeah, you let them interact, but not soon at all. I would put depending on when he comes back. If that's say by the time he comes back, the Wyatts got drafted to SmackDown, put Malachi Black on Raw. Or if they still on Raw, put him on SmackDown. Let him do his thing. Let him rebuild his name. Even maybe winning the United States Championship or whatever, or setting himself up as a potential opponent against Cody Rhodes or whoever's the champion at that time. But I wouldn't put them on the path together soon. Because remember, the Wyatts are still trying to get their foot in too. Because since they banger match with the American Made, they haven't really done anything now. They just been having these cryptic promos, which I know is their style. They have these cryptic promos signaling who they may or may not be going after, or who may be returning. So I know it's their style, but I'll let them cook some more. I'll let Malachi cook some more on his own, a different show, and then down the line, hey, then you can put them two together. Yeah, not soon at all. Hopefully we get another House of Black. Yeah, I mean, do you really do you really want to do that though? And then even for people, for the AEW fans or Tony Khan to be like, hey, we did that first, and you're taking it from us, and honestly, do we need that headache? But on the flip side, I wouldn't mind seeing it either. So I wouldn't mind seeing another WWE's version of House of Black. But I'm gonna give this episode of Friday Night SmackDown. By the way, I didn't get my rating. I think I'll give SmackDown a. I'm gonna give it a 7.5 out of 10. it was a decent SmackDown. Yeah, I can say that it was a decent SmackDown. It the matches besides the promo and Bayley versus Naomi and uh, I guess you could say the best match was Carmelo versus Andrade. The whole Bayley versus Naomi and Randy Orton and Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline were like the the meat and bones of that show, along with the promo, the beginning promo. The only thing was me the Piper Niven match and Mia wasn't like bad. It just wasn't. They need to keep running this, but longer. Hopefully, the dumpster match lights a new fire under Me Chan, and we could get her a proper push. And also lights a fire under both Piper and Chelsea to get them proper pushes too. That's why they need to hurry up with this mid card title stuff so that these women can start winning some belts. Because that's the only problem with this story I have with Me Chan versus Piper and them is that they're not where are they working towards? What is this for? Where's Chelsea Green and Me Chan having a dumpster match mean? Like is they putting them in line for the next person to face Naya? Like if we not have a mid card, so they can't be working towards that. Just thoughts I have about the reason why I doubt that too. But overall, because nothing was bad, it just nothing was too great either. So a 7.5 is what I would give this Friday Night SmackDown. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna argue with you there. Yeah, WWE will do it better, but you're just gonna hear from Tony Khan and the fans say, "Oh, you're copying. I thought you were so great, but you're copying something that AEW did." Nah, nah, nah. You're gonna hear that. Yep, 7.5. Yeah, yeah, that's why I said I didn't want to give it like a 6 or a 5 because Me Chan won something on for the change. So you're definitely gonna get a 7 or greater from me when you get Me Chan winning. So yeah, I feel the same way just for the fact that Me Chan won is what gave it a 7 for me. And then the point 5 is because it was some more stuff that made me feel like it was better than just a regular 7, but it wasn't an 8 or a 9 or a 10. It was just like, okay, if I don't feel like it was an 8, 9, or 10, but I do feel like it was better than just a regular 7, I'm gonna give it a point 5. So that's why I gave it 7.5. 7 for the Me Chan win, point 5 for everything else. But that's how I feel. Yeah. Will SmackDown get the women's US or the um if we stick with the current format, if they don't change, I'll put it to this way: if they don't change how they got the mid card titles for the men, like if SmackDown keeps the United States Championship with LA Knight, and Jay stays on Raw with the Intercontinental Championship, I said we keep it like that too. The women's not to just so you don't be confused. The women's Intercontinental Championship should be on Monday Night Raw, and SmackDown to get the women's United States Championship. That way, when you think, oh, we're not on Raw, but we got the men's Intercontinental Championship, but the women's United States Championship, so it wouldn't be confusing. You know what I mean? So I'll say, keep if SmackDown got the men's United States Championship, put the women's United States Championship there, and since the men's Intercontinental Championship is on Raw, keep the women's Intercontinental Championship on Raw as well. That's how I think both women's Intercontinental and US titles should go. Each stay on the same brand as the men's one. With the 3 hours, they need to really make the tag titles and mid card. Oh yeah, that's what we was talking about before, right? We were saying that with Smack, and since we're gonna get, we got people who feel like, like Shane or Thanos, as you call them, he felt like SmackDown shouldn't be 3 hours. But now that we know it's going to be 3 hours, what you need to do now on both SmackDown and Raw is that you take at least, I say at least at the very least 45 minutes to the hour. One of those three, like you got 3 hours. So take at least 45 minutes to the whole hour and do nothing but promote those mid cards. Like in both SmackDown and Raw, just have it be about have some great matches for the tag titles or storylines building up the tag titles and they know one contenders. And the same thing with the mid cards for the women and men. Well, they doing okay with the men. So I would say for the women's though, for the women's mid card and the tag titles, they need to do, and especially the women's tag titles, eat the women's tag titles and the men's tag titles and the women's mid card titles when they introduce them. They all need to be promoted within at least that 1 hour. Now you want to go over that, be my guest, but at least dedicate one of those 3 hours to the mid card to the mid carders and let them just go to work. Maybe cut like a 2 minute, a short promo, but let that just be them wrestling their ass off. Now, since we're not gonna get a true show like velocity or heat for to where you can really let these mid card titles shine. That's why I say do take the hour for each show and use them to really get each other over with. Yes, the Titan agrees with me. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. The women need 3 matches in those hours. Oh yeah, true, true. That's what I'm saying. Since you got the women's tag, the women's mid card, and then you got the women's the regular women's championship, titles. They all need like a time to shine properly. No one needs time cut. So I say they need to plan accordingly. Don't cut anything, but make time so that everybody can shine. Since you want to cram everything into 3 hours, let everybody shine instead of trying to, rush things. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what you got the 3 hours for, right? The 3 hours is for to let everybody shine. Yeah, it's been a while since we had a Saturday night main event. But that's like a once. What I think Saturday night main event is like a once in a year type event. It only happened one time each year. So if that's what we're going to do, that don't help. At this point, that's not what we need to help what WWE needs the booking to be better. The booking needs to be better. We need more time for the tag teams of both shows, men and women, and we need more time for these mid card women and men to get over. So my thing is, instead of bringing back Saturday Night Main Event, why don't you bring back Velocity and Heat? Get rid of that stupid speed. I'm gonna keep saying it. Nobody watches WWE Speed. I get my notifications when I look on Twitter. That's how I know what goes on with Speed. I don't even watch it. I just see that this person won this match. This person was this match. This is the new champion. This is the new champion. That. I don't care. Like, bring back Velocity, bring back Heat. Let that be the show for the mid carders and let them go to work and prove why they good wrestlers. What is Saturday Night Main Event for? I don't know. Like, I guess because the fact that it hasn't been around since the early 2000s. I could have sworn we had some, but I think it said 2007, 2006, 2007 was the last time we had a Saturday Night Main Event. It's one of those special. I guess because when Vince McMahon used to run it back in the day, it used to have all the superstars. Hulk Hogan and them was all on there. But sometimes, like one of the specialties was that the commentators wasn't just regular. It was just regular commentators. It was the wrestlers doing the commentating, like for that. Because I didn't like Seth Rollins. is being advertised for, and people speculate that he's going to be advertised for it as uh, a commentator along with somebody else. So it's like that's a specialty of Saturday Night Main Event that the wrestlers themselves each on each episode of Saturday Night Main Event, there's two different wrestlers who do commentary. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's definitely coming when it goes to Netflix. It will be. We will get edgier and more. I want to say too edgy because they still got to keep the shareholders and investors happy. So I want to say it's gonna be. I won't say it won't be super duper like it was back in the Attitude Era and the Ruthless Aggression Era, but it's gonna be pretty close. It's gonna be pretty close on Netflix. Oh yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be crazy when it comes to Netflix. When Raw goes to Netflix, see this is why I'm kind of saying like give Triple H some slack on the booking because they mostly waiting for this whole net till they get on Netflix. I feel like with Triple H, once we get to Netflix, once January gets here and we get to Netflix, everything is going to pick up across the board. I think it's going to be good booking and storytelling on SmackDown and Raw once they get to Netflix. That is going to have to because SmackDown going to have to be able to compete with Raw in terms because Raw's on a different playing field than SmackDown, with Raw still being on the USA channel, and then SmackDown, SmackDown being on the USA channel and Raw being on Netflix. That's gonna be a lot to compete with. They gonna be able to cuss a little bit more, be a little bit more edgy. That's gonna be crazy. Yeah. It was like I think they according to what I read, I can't remember for sure, but basically it was saying like 2007, like basically in between me being 16, between me being 16 and 18 was the last time um, we had Saturday Night Main Event. And for those who don't know, when I was 16, when I was 16 and 18, that was 2006, 7, and 8. So between 2006, 7, and 8 is the last time we got Saturday Night Main Event, or I could be wrong. Like it could be, I don't know, but it seemed like that was around the time we seen that. Well, like I said before, if you do velocity, if you bring back velocity and heat, I'm gonna keep saying it because that would be a good for the mid card. Um, if you want something for the mid card, right? And like I said, I keep saying it. You bring back velocity, you bring back heat, and you make it like how it was. Now, if for those who don't remember, when we have velocity and heat, velocity was like the side sold to SmackDown, right? It had the same set. It had the same set as SmackDown, but it was on the same set as SmackDown, but it had like green and black coloring, and it said velocity. It was just dirty velocity, and then you had heat. Now the significance of this was they always took place a day before the show came out. So Velocity was on Thursday before Friday, and then Heat was always called the Sunday Night Heat because it was a show that was on before Monday Night Raw. So what you do is you put it like that. You bring back Heat for Sunday. You bring back Velocity for Thursday. Trust me, I get it. With Raw and SmackDown being 3 hours, it's going to be a lot of wrestling. I say you let that be 2 hours. You want to know why I say 2 hours? You want to know why I say both shows to be 2 hours for the mid card? Because you could really think about it. What better way to space things out though, right? For 3 hours on both SmackDown and Raw, you can focus on the story and building up these main characters, story, the titles, everything. You don't have to worry about cramming. You don't have to worry about cramming everything into 3 hours, right? The SmackDown and Raw could focus just mainly just on the main champions. You got on Raw, you can focus just on Gunther in the World Heavyweight Championship. You can focus on the tag team, the World Tag Team Championships. You can focus on Jay Uso. That's the only difference. People who like Jay and LA Knight will have to bounce back between both Velocity and Heat and Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. But they do the majority of their work on Velocity and Heat. And you have it for 2 hours. And you just let them go to town. Mainly you put the mid card women's titles on there. You put the tag team titles on there. It's like you can almost say that Velocity and Heat are like the next stepping stone for NXT. Say like you want to bring somebody up for NXT, but you're not sure they're quite ready yet for Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. Put them on Velocity and Heat. Let them go to town. Let them build themselves up against the mid card, and then eventually draft them to Monday Night Raw and SmackDown. But yeah, for 2 hours, you let them go. You let them work they ass off, and you let them prove why they deserve to be on the main card. And I think that's how you would work for a mid card. That's how it will be 2 hours, and you let them just go to town. It'll be a whole thing. Now, trust me, if you book it right, a 2 hour show just with mid card talent on there would flow. Trust me, it would. Oh yeah, it got with you on Netflix. The one thing Netflix is probably when they made that deal with Netflix, the one thing they probably asked was, "Hey, we need that kind of TV 14 action back. This is Netflix. We want this. Your content got to be a little bit edgier. I mean, it don't got to be too edgy. Because we understand you got investors and all that type of stuff. Don't need to be too edgy, but it needs to be edgy, edgier than what you got." Yeah, because I think that was pretty much around the last time we got a Saturday Night Main Event. To me, I never really liked it though. It was like okay. It's like this special event that you're doing on Saturdays that's once in a life that you do once every year. I think that's why we was getting the pay-per-views. I think that's what started us getting the pay-per-views on Saturday and stuff. They were thinking about Saturday Night Main Event and how people enjoy watching the stuff on Saturday. So and they try to compete with boxing and other pay-per-views that be having their stuff on Saturday. So yeah, okay, yeah, yes, that's what I'm saying. And that's what Heat and Velocity was. They was the mid card. Okay. Anybody who's watching this, go on YouTube right now. Hell, if you got Peacock, you got Peacock where you can look at the archives of WWE. Go to the Peacock. I remember I had Peacock. I had that WWE Network. When you look at that archives or you go on YouTube, look up Sunday Night Heat, look up Velocity. There was mostly mid-card talent on that show. The main card, the aside from like Edge and them sometimes showing up on there, it was pretty much the show for mid-carders. And that's what we needed then. So that's why I say that. Sunday Night Heat, I couldn't bring myself to watch that. That it was more like a pay-per-view transition. Yeah, when it had to go up against a pay-per-view, it kind of felt like that. So I understand what you're saying. But that's what I'm basically suggesting is that you bring these shows back, but you do it correctly. You do it differently to make them stand out from the last time you have them. This time it's just a dominant mid-card show, and you don't touch it with the main card people. Rhea Ripley, none of them touch my Heat or Velocity. You just keep it mid-card show and you let them run town on it. You have Triple H and Shawn Michaels collab for Velocity and Heat, and that booking wise, and because we obviously see Shawn Michaels know how to book when it comes to NXT. You let them collab and book on them shows. You let Paul Heyman help book. I'm telling you, you will get great matches with mid-card talent. I mean, because I think everybody did that. Velocity and Heat was watch every now and again. Yeah, unless I'm missing something, Jimmy was said to be okay though. Jimmy was said to be okay. I think Rikishi, I think that said Jimmy was going to return soon. Then Rikishi said something about pray for Jimmy, and then we got back, and then Jimmy was saying something about I think Rikishi was saying, "Oh, pray for my son," but I think Jimmy is doing okay. I think he's doing okay. I think whatever was going on, he's on the other side of it, doing good. No, I did not hear about Jerry the King Lawler. What happened with that? Please answer this. How is that? How is it that AEW have all these talented women and the division sucks? They should be better than that. If let's see how long I've been on live to answer this question. I've been on here for an hour and 11 minutes. Um, woo! That's a whole video in itself. You know what I say, dear? We're gonna table that for tomorrow. But to answer your question real quickly, a lot of problems, mainly booking. Because for all intents and purposes, even though I don't watch AEW, I'm probably not the best person to answer this question. I wish Shane and then Shane was here because Shane or Jeff or Chris, they do watch AEW. Maybe they can answer this question better than I can. But as from what what I appear, I here and there pick up on stuff. Like I might see like a highlight on YouTube here and there. AEW got massive talent when it comes to the women's division. They got great talent. I don't watch it, but they got a lot of things they do great, and I give them their flowers for that. Props, kudos to them for the things they do great. But it seems more like booking gets in the way. Like Tony Khan doesn't need to be booking stuff anymore. Like he's an early vet, in that it shows that his booking when it comes to booking stuff, he needs to learn a lot more. And unlike Vince, who was out of touch with people and out of touch where we want it, Tony Khan just needs to learn to book better. And I think it just comes down to booking. I'm sure there's a lot more problems with that. And like I said, we've been on here long enough for a short Smackdown. But to add, it's like a lot that goes into that. But mainly it comes down to booking. The book is kind of shoddy for it to have such talented women. And you're right. The women's division in AEW should be way better than WWE. But if you look, the best women's division is WWE, but it's not the main shows. It's NXT. In my opinion, between Raw, SmackDown, AEW, Dynamite, or whatever shows AEW got, the best women's division is on NXT. The NXT women's division cooks. If you want good women's division storytelling, go watch NXT. I guarantee you will enjoy it. Because Shawn Michaels be cooking with those women. And they got the cheeks, if you know what I mean. They got the cheeks and the cakes. My God, Lola Vice. Woo! I just seen a video of her earlier today. Lola Vice. My man. I mean, my girl. And then what? We got Julia and Stephanie Valpier coming soon. I mean, man, there's so much that's going on. That's why I said, if you really want to see good booking, go watch NXT for the women's division. Oh yeah. Certain Heat and Velocity, that was early on in the lifespan of SmackDown and Raw. I think that was like gosh. Yeah, I want to say they came out with Heat and Velocity like in 2003, 2002, maybe 2004 because Eddie Guerrero was on there a little bit. Like it was like I said, it was a lot of mid carders on there. Yeah, what I need to know what happened to the King. Like what happened? What happened to Jerry the King Lawler? Keon, you need to tell me that because you said something happened to Jerry the King Lawler. Because I didn't. Was- I'm trying to. I'm gonna look that up in a minute to see what's going on with Jerry the King Lawler. But oh yeah, they definitely got cheeks on there. They definitely do. Yes, they do. Oh yeah. 2002. Yeah, Heat was the '90s. Yeah, that they did. I think. Yeah, I think he came out. I think he came out first before Velocity. But I remember it was pretty. It was pretty early on, and I think they stayed. If I'm correct, Heat and Velocity stayed on for a while too. I think I think the last time we had a Heat and Velocity was like 2006, 2007. I think because by 2000, if I remember correctly, by 2008 and nine, we wasn't getting Heat or Velocity no more. So they had to stop about 2006, 2007. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing it. Oh, would you? I was at high school and graduation doing the Monday Night Wars. Oh yeah, you're a little bit older than me. You're a little bit older. You're a little bit older than me, so I suggest. Yeah, I guess because I think during the Monday Night Wars, I was just basically, yeah, I was in like, uh, I was it was like in, I was at, it was well, no, I wasn't in preschool. I was in elementary. Yeah, I was in like I was between the third and fifth grade doing the Monday Night Wars. It said WWE declined to renew Lawler's contract after more than 30 years as a commentator and wrestler. However, he still has a Legends deal with the company that allows him to work on merchandise. Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I did. I thought something else was happening, but yeah, I did know about that. I mean, what was they gonna do? I mean, what was they gonna do for real? I mean, it was Jerry the King Lawler don't commentate no more. So what were they gonna do? What was they gonna do? I hate to see that because I met JD King Long. He was a pretty nice guy when they came. They came here, like I said, back in 2016 and 17 when I went. It was my very first time going to a W event. I met JD King Long and JBL, and he was a pretty good person. He was a good guy. He's a good guy. I just hate that they did that though. But I mean, I hate that, but time goes on. We need to let other people become the new Jerry the King Lawler and, you know, JR. I was about to say somebody else's name, but yeah, JR and Jerry the King Lawler. We need to let somebody else step into their shoes. I think Michael Cole fills the role of JR pretty good. Or no, you know what? I would say Jerry. He feels the role of Jerry the King Lawler. It's hard to say because Corey Graves feels more like a Jerry Lawler, and and Michael Cole feels like Jr. Yeah, good old Jr. Yeah, I did. It was very cool. Um, but yeah, that's all I got, guys. Unless you guys got more questions before I leave, that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for the some good. Thanks you, say Beer, for some good questions. You had some amazing questions. Um, yeah, I do hope that we're going in 3 hours. We'll get some spotlight shine on these mid cards when it comes to the both tag teams division for the men and the women, and then the mid card titles. So I'm hoping that I know what's going to be good because we're actually approaching. Cause let me I think what not this month. Yeah, this coming Monday will be the last Monday for a while until January that we'll have a 3 hour Monday Night Raw. This will be the last Monday Night Raw this coming Monday for 3 hours, and then starting on the 7th of October, we're going to get a 2 hour Monday Night Raw. So this is going to be interesting. I want to see what Triple H is going to do for the last 3 hours of Monday Night Raw until January. Oh yeah, Michael Cole definitely earned his stripes. Michael Cole definitely earned his stripes. He definitely did. Yes, he did. Time moves fast as hell. We'll be there quick. Oh yeah. Uh-huh. A little bit, man. Do you read comments? Uh I won't say I don't say I read them faithfully, but I got my fair knowledge of them. So yeah, shoot. What you got? Because I do have a fair good amount of knowledge when it comes to comic books. So I know some storylines. I know how, and I know how some stories are supposed to go. Like with the whole like Infinity War thing. Like I did know that that in the comics, one of the storylines for Thanos when it came to the Infinity Gauntlet, I think one of the comic books was called Infinity War, and one of the comic books was called Infinity Gauntlet. Even though in the movies we got one called Infinity War, and then one called Avengers Endgame. Um, but yeah, I do know that, and I do love. I might not read every single thing about the comic books. I do remember that in the comics, though, um, Thanos was doing what he did to impress Death, and that a lot of Avengers died fighting Thanos. So that's like that's my I do know some type of knowledge on that. Um, yeah, right. You reading Venom Wars? Um, I haven't read Venom Wars, but I kind of know what it's about from what I've heard and seen. I think that has something to do with Null, right? You know, yeah, no, like as Keon here said, yeah, I do know. Now I might not read a lot, but I do know that Null is the creator of the symbiotes and the weapon that will eventually be used by Gore the God Butcher. So I my knowledge in the comic books of the Venom Wars is like spotty, but I do know it has something to do with Noel and being the creator of the Venom of the symbiotes of the different symbiotes, not just Venom, but Carnage is a man made symbiote, but the other symbiotes I do know were created by Noel and and stuff like that. But yeah, that was my thing that I didn't like about the Thor movies. I didn't like that the Thor Love and Thunder had Gore the God Butcher, and the movie butchered Gore because Gore is a wonderful villain when it comes to Thor, and um, they butcher him because what in Thor Love and Thunder he becomes Gore the God Butcher, and you only see him kill like one god, and then he I think most of the other guys were killed off screen you know when you get to see him kill, you see like the aftermath of it and all that type of stuff. He almost killed Lady Sif, and it was just like he really didn't live up to Gore the God Butcher though, did he? Because we need to see some God Butcher, and we were gonna see it was gonna see that, but that was the kind of thing that they really messed up. And you had Christian Bale playing him too, so you really could have tapped into that. Yeah, he was in the trailer. Noel was in the trailer. In the trailer for Venom The Last Dance, they showed Noel. Yes, it's the best story Marvel has going right now. And Peter and the Symbiotes has reunited after 40 years. Yep, I did hear about that too. That it reunites Peter with the Venom symbiote, and he becomes Peter, not that Peter, but that Spider-Man again, Black Suit Spider-Man. Yeah, the Null is basically the creator, like the planet that the symbiotes come from. The person who created them is Null. He's like their creator, and he basically is like a powerful. He's a powerful Marvel villain, and he even created a symbiote, which is a sword, which is like I said, is the sword that the sword that Noel used. I mean that Gore the God Butcher uses in Thor: Love and Thunder. In the comics, he uses the same sword, but the sword itself is a symbiote. So basically, it was supposed to be like I don't know. I guess you could say doing it like they do. Peter Parker was messing with Gore's mind, making him more evil as he willed it, and it has some other properties too. But it was like a weaponized symbiote. I have not seen the recent episode of Agatha All the Line. I need to catch up. I have seen episodes 1 and 2, but I did not get to see 3. But I saw clips of 3 that I do know somebody dies episode 3. That would be cool since they are doing a spinoff with Vision Quest. They're gonna do a show for Vision, so that would be cool to see Wanda show up. Even though even with the speculation rumors that she didn't die in Multiverse of Madness. Yeah, we need a comment podcast. I mean, yeah, that could work. I can see that working. We gotta get together to see what everybody's take on comic books and see how much of a comic book fan everybody is. Yeah, maybe we do like a spin-off of this wrestling podcast and we do a comic book podcast. That would be fun. That would be fun. Cause I'm a big comic book I'm a big comic book and I'm like a big comic book video game and movie buff. Yeah, I'm a movie. I could tell you a lot about movies, a pretty good amount about comic books, and a lot about video games. So I like it all. I like a lot of entertainment stuff. The Penguin is good also. Yeah, I've been hearing good things about it. As a matter of fact, since I got some free time after I get off of here, I'm gonna go watch it. I've been so busy, I haven't been able to watch it, but I hear good things about the Penguin, so I hear very good things about it. So maybe I'll go watch it and do some, videos on my individual channels about it. But I've been hearing good things about the Penguin, so I have been hearing good things about it. Especially, I do know they said like it takes place like 3 to 6 weeks after the events of the Batman movie. So and that Batman himself won't be appearing in the show because of how close it takes place to the movie. What I know about Noah is a very dangerous Marvel villain to oppose the Avengers and Galactus. Yeah, he's very powerful. He's one of the powerful villains of the Marvel comic book universe, and like you said, he went up against Galactus and the Avengers. So you gotta be real powerful for that. A horror movie podcast too. Jesus Christ. A spinoff of the spinoff of the spinoffs. Y'all want us to do a comic book one, a horror movie one? That's a lot to do. That's a lot of time with wrestling in between work and wrestling. You know what? You share this and run up the like button, subscribe buttons. You help us get to the point where we can do this a full-time gig, and we would give you all that type of stuff. It'll be a lot easier. A lot easier. When can you watch slasher TV series 2 after the Penguin? I'm like I said, I'm a lot busy. I'm gonna try to get to the stuff as quick as I can. I make time for it, but I'm gonna try to get to that stuff. Trust me, I want to. Yo, yo, what's up? What's up, Be the Hunter? I'm just a nerd, Peter. I hate using that word, but you get the point. Oh yeah, I hate using that word too. I don't like calling myself a nerd. I just love entertainment, you know. I love comic books. I love watching, you know, I love watching comic book movies. I love reading the comic books when I got time. You know, I love doing stuff like that because it relaxes me. It's that's how I unwind. That's how I like to just relax at home and just enjoy the things I enjoy. So there's nothing wrong with that. Oh yeah, I love horror movies. I could talk to you all day about Michael Myers, Jason, Scream. We could sit here and debate all day about the clues that points to the killers in Scream. I enjoy watching stuff like that, you know. So I wouldn't mind doing that in the future. I wouldn't mind. But a comic book podcast and a horror movie podcast, I wouldn't mind doing that. I'll probably, I'm gonna have that on my radar. I'm gonna jot that down and keep that in mind so that if I do that, we would let you guys know if we do that as a group or I do that separately. Either way, we'll let you know about that because those are some good ideas. I actually saw my Facebook comment podcast. I would love to, I would talk comic books for hours. Oh yeah, because that's what that stuff is for. Like this right here. Even though this is a wrestling pit podcast, we can talk about anything. That's because at the end of the day, we all people who love wrestling, right? So that's what this is about. This is about me talking about wrestling, my thoughts on wrestling, our thoughts on wrestling, and then hey, we always deviate to different stuff. So I could talk about wrestling. I could talk about comic books. I could talk about comic book characters. I could talk about anything for hours if it's something I'm very passionate about. And horror movies. MTV Tunes is the new boomerang. Okay. Yeah. I heard about that. Let's see. Oh yeah, I think I've seen that a little bit. I don't know if I've seen it all the way, but I've seen it a little bit. Yep, watch it every day. But yeah, doing I could talk to you, but like I could talk to you till my face is blue about the Hulk. Hulk is my number one favorite Marvel character. Actually, Hulk is my number one favorite comic book character. Period. I like the Hulk. Like he's like in both DC and Marvel. The Hulk is my favorite comic book character. Period. And I could talk to you all day about why. But then Superman, and there's Batman. Then you got Wolverine, Gambit. Um, Even when it comes to the X-Men, I think Wolverine and Gambit is the best X-Men. Followed by I ain't gonna lie, followed by Magneto. Magneto's another good X-Men character. I think I would say, but for me, it's Wolverine, Gambit, Storm, Magneto, and Juggernaut. Those are my top X-Men characters. Oh yeah, the Red Hawk is going to be awesome in the live action, as long as they don't mess up the movie, of course. Probably. I mean, I haven't seen none either. So they probably all on their Disney Plus. You know how that goes. Oh, Channing Tatum, yeah. You know, I hate seeing him do a good job in Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine, and the fact that he didn't get a chance to do his solo movie. I'm hoping they give him a chance to do a solo movie because everybody thought it was gonna be weird having him do um be Gambit, and then he killed it in Deadpool and Wolverine. So I'm like, you know what? That's why he killed it because he wanted to prove that he would make a good Gambit. So he killed his performance in Deadpool and Wolverine because what? Hey, it was either do or die. Make or go home, right? So at the end of the day, yeah, he did pretty good as being Gambit. I ain't gonna lie, he did good. He did good as being Gambit. I like it. Gambit, Storm, Magneto are my favorites. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Because you know what? I always love Gambit's power. The fact that it was pretty much he got the power to charge anything into an explosion. But he chooses the playing cards and the way he would move with the playing cards. It was awesome. It was just awesome the way he would do that. And then Storm, I always saw Storm and Magneto as like they was just these high powerful mutants because you could, even though I get it, Jean Grey's the Phoenix, and she's one of the most powerful mutants. Storm, you gotta be pretty powerful that you could control that your mutant ability is controlling the weather or you control your magnetism. You could just control anything metal or metal adjacent, and that's including the natural metals in the earth. Like you're a pretty high level mutant when you can do those type of powers. And even though they don't treat Gambit as such, Gambit is a pretty high level mutant as you think about it, because he could turn anything into a living bomb, and how that was accurate portrayal in Deadpool and Wolverine of what his powers could do. Because think about it, he could give you a playing card and charge it up, and you hold that in your whole hand will blow off. Of course, in the comic books and the cartoons, it just blow up and the people get knocked back. But in real life, your hand is gone. He throw that and it gets stuck in your head is gone. That could really kill you. So no, yeah, that's pretty gnarly to be not to be considered a high level threat. I mean, had y'all seen X-Men 97? That was, I mean, did you see what he did to that giant monstrosity of a Sentinel? That was a good episode. What was that called? The episode was called Remember It. I never forget that he said, "My name's Gambit. Remember it." And then he just blew himself off. Like, oh no. That was cool. Oh yeah, hopefully he does get his solo move though. Hopefully he gets a solo move. If he did a solo movie first, I think it would have got hated on. Yeah, you know what? That was the benefit. That's why I was alluding to the benefit of the fact that he got to play Gambit and Deadpool and Wolverine first before his solo movie. I think had he got the chance to do his solo movie, like you said, Sabier, it would have got hated. It would have got hated on so bad. It really would. But now that we got to see it after not being able to see it, knowing that it was delayed so many times, and then it just got stuck in development hell, and he finally get to play the character here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. It did him wonders. Cause that curiosity, that weight, did him wonders. Most likely they make it since he worked so well in the rated R movie. They probably going to make it rated R. I'm pretty sure they're going to make it rated R. Most likely they are. I didn't like Gambit until the cartoons and the comics. But before the accent, he was just regular to me. Yeah, I when I first got the sense of Gambit when I see him in the X-Men cartoons. He was just like a character. I absolutely, I just love his charisma, his charm, the fact that it didn't matter that uh, Rogue had well, pretty much she could kill you with her touch. And I remember they make a reference to that in the old cartoon. It was either was it X-Men '97 on the old one where he wanted to kiss and he said a little kiss on her. She said I think she said something on the lines of that kid my kiss might kill you or something like that. It was just my boy had his thing for Rogue, man. It was pretty cool. Gambit was my guy. But Wolverine, oh my God, Wolverine was just that guy. He was just that awesome guy, man. He was just a rugged, tough as nails X-Men that didn't give a crap about anybody or anything because he's been a lot. He was a bit he's over 200 years old, so it's like he's seen it all. Like it's nothing you could tell him, or it's nothing. He went up against everybody. He fought in the wars with Captain America. He's fought against the Hulk. Like when you pretty much immortal like him, like what can scare you besides losing a loved one? It is. Hopefully, Robert Downey Jr. Doctor Doom is done well, but I have hope that it will make him a threatening like holy crap, this dude is not to be messed with. Oh, they better considering the fact that the storyline they going with leads him to becoming Emperor Doom. He better be they better do him good. They better do him good. It's common courtesy to ask before you drink all of my liquor. My boy Wolverine did not care at all. He was getting ready to drink. He was getting ready to drink, and my boy said, "Cognac, swah." That damn liquor bottle with the card. I was just like, "Aha!" But then my boy Wolverine said, "Oh, got another one." Oh, like he didn't even care. He just said, "Oh." I was like, "Oh, wow." That's a movie. That's a little beef that needs to be explored. But that was a good scene right there. Then my boy Deadpool said, he said, I want to be gentle here. Who's your dialect coach? The Minions? I'm like, oh wow. Don't do that. Don't do that to my boy Gambit. He sounds good. That's a good Cajun right there. Yeah, I forgot I think they saying like that's how he's gonna get his power because that's how in the comics that's how he became Emperor Doom. He got his powers from the Beyonder. He stole the Beyonder's powers and became like the main villain in Secret Wars. Oh, he said, "I'm not watching Iron Doom. Should have gotten to a point after to play him. I'm going the next interview phase. I'll sit this one out." Well, there is a comic book where Doctor Doom and Iron Man switch places. You like to talk about comic books? I don't know what it was called, but there is a comic book where Doctor Doom became Iron Man, and Iron Man became Doctor Doom. So there is a callback to that, and we're dealing with the multiverse so yeah, there is a so we could say this is a multiversal this is the Doctor Doom who happens to look like Iron Man. But think about this, Xavier. Think about this. How that's gonna work when they see them? When everybody who mourned the loss of Tony Stark has to fight Doctor Doom, and that mask come off, and you see it's Tony. Think of the cinematic beauty that we will see when they have to realize we've been fighting Tony this whole time, and it just stuns everybody. Everybody can't even fight no more, and he takes advantage of that. That's gonna be awesome. You gotta admit that's gonna be awesome. Oh, Tommy, but you definitely should check out the Terrifier movie. Yeah, I just seen that he got another movie that's coming out. You know what? I need to check all three of them. I know of him, but I never watched any of the Terrifier movies. So I gotta definitely check that out. I've seen them all. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, I haven't seen it, so I know I'm getting to these comments late, but yeah, I haven't seen the Terrifier movie. So, but I do know of the character. Even the fact that they just put him, Michael Myers, and so many others in Call of Duty. Yeah. I heard about that. I heard about that a day or two ago that Freddie Prinze Jr. was coming back to play Ray for the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, which is cool. Considering that Ray and Julie are the only surviving members of the first two movies, anyway. They the last two. There's only two of them. Yes, they're making another one. It's basically I Know What You Did Last Summer is going to be the new one that's supposed to have Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Lopez Hewitt to come back. Is going to be along the lines of Scream 4 and 5, where it's a legacy movie where it's going to have a new cast of people, but it's going to bring back the old cast of people because it connect. I guess the killer is going to be connected to them as well. So it's like a movie that like they did in Scream where it brings the new characters and the legacy characters together because the threat is a threat to all of them. Cosmic Wonder is the channel to be for all the things Marvel. Yeah. I check them out a couple of times. I do. That scene is going to be wild. Yes, it is. Like I said, it's going to be wild. Just like to see them have to face him, and then be stunned because he got the face of Tony Stark. Little bit been introduced Doom first before you twin him out with Robert Downey Jr. That's like saying Doom is not a real person. That idea sucks no matter how you spin it. Yeah, and you know what I do, and a lot of people have your same sentiments about that. I think when it comes to introduction wise, I think they're going to introduce him in the new Fantastic Four movie. But I see what, and I think they said I'm not 100% sure about this part, but from what I hear, I'm thinking after we get done with uh, Doomsday and Secret Wars, they said they're supposed to be introducing like I guess the MCU version of Doctor Doom. So there's supposed to be two. That it will be another Doctor Doom, but it will just be like the MCU version. And as the version that Robert Downey Jr. Is playing comes from a different universe. They come from the universe that the Fantastic Four is from. If you do start with all Hollows Eve, what is that? Another is that the that's the first Terrifier movie? Because they literally see him die, it will feel like a full circle moment facing the guy you fought alongside with, not a villain, the iron. Yeah, that's pretty much what I mean. Like they fighting this guy, they know him as Doom. He keep calling himself Victor Doom. His voice seems a little familiar, but they can't put a finger on it until they knock off his helmet and they see it's Tony. They're gonna be like, Tony? And he'll be like, I am not Tony. I am Victor Von Doom. It's like it's gonna just blow their minds and stun them. I really do. Like it's really gonna be like that whole like yeah, this is just it type of thing. But I'm gonna get out of here, guys. I am. I enjoy the comments. Enjoy talking with you guys. Uh, you said yeah. That's the what? That's the first time. That's the first time Art the Clown make an appearance. Okay. So I'm gonna have All Hallows Eve. I gotcha. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna check some. I'm gonna go watch the Penguin and try to catch up on Agatha all along. Speaking of that, but before I get out here, you know what I got to do, guys. If you enjoy this type of video and you enjoy being here on this type of content, you know what to do. subscribe, hit that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button, do all the great things for Wrestling Pit Podcast. Subscribe to the channel first, and uh, say Beer has said something. Hold up, I'm gonna get back to the outro in a minute. Sorry, I see Iron Man. If you want to bring Robert Downey Jr., bring him back, but not as a top character / villain. That's a spot for another actor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That it is. It is. Most fans were saying that too. That why just not bring him back as Iron Man? Blah blah blah. But you know what? From what I hear, Robert Downey Jr. didn't want to come back as Iron Man. I think they you know, the boatload of money that they gave him to play Doctor Doom. They tried to get him to they get that to him to play Iron Man, but he didn't want to do it. He only would accepted the money when it came to playing Iron Man. I mean, Doctor Doom. When they got him on board to play Doctor Doom, that's when he accepted the money. But he would not accept the money that they gave him to play Iron Man again, or a version of Iron Man. He said he really wanted that character to just be left dead, and he didn't want to play another version of him. So he said, but when he got the opportunity to hear about Doom, he's like, okay, why not? So I think that was really Robert Downey Jr.'s part, the reason why we couldn't get him back as Iron Man. Oh, trust me, we will. We will. Trust me, we will. Yeah, I would have done it like that personally. As you want my honest opinion, I personally wouldn't brought him back as Doctor Doom. I don't get me wrong. I don't mind him being Doctor Doom. I actually want to see what he could do with it. But if I had to choose, I would have chose a whole new actor to do it because I know aesthetics for the for the audience, you're just gonna see Iron Man. You're not gonna see Doctor Doom. You're just gonna see Iron Man. They're gonna try to play into it, but it is what it is. I would not have chosen him to be Doom. I would have chosen him to be either be Iron Man, or it was either Iron Man or nothing. And if he didn't want, if no amount of money could have convinced him to come back to be Iron Man, but that same amount did convince you to come back if you could be a different character, then yeah, no, I wouldn't have chose Doom anyway. I would have tried to find something else for him to be other than Doom. But I would give it a chance to see what he could do because he is a great actor. Yeah, it does. It does put a new spin on things. It does. Oh, that's a what if. Oh, gotcha. I just knew there was a comic out there where Tony Stark became Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom became Iron Man. And I knew that was a comic. I didn't know it was a what if comic. Okay, gotcha, Savior. Gotcha. But like I was saying before, if you enjoy this type of video, you know what to do. Run up that like, subscribe, share, hit that notification button. Do all those great things for the Wrestling Pit Podcast because that's what we here. We here to entertain you with wrestling news and even break off and talk about some other stuff. And but then go over to my channel. He said, speaking of what can T wait until they so return. Oh yeah. Yeah, I can't wait till that show comes back too. But yeah, if you enjoy this type of video, do all those great things. But get over to my channel, Little Bit Man Gaming. Do the same thing, run up the like, subscribe, share, hit the notification for more videos like this. I do wrestling videos over there. Haven't been doing them recently because we've been doing these lives, but obviously I do wrestling videos and talk about wrestling and other stuff too, comic book, movies, video games, do all it. I like all it. I like all this stuff. But yeah, get over to Little Bit Man Gaming if you want to see that. Actually, if you don't know how to spell my name, I'm gonna show you how to spell it. Just like that. Spelled just like that. Little Bit Man Gaming. That's how you spell my name when you want to find my channel on YouTube. And get over to Chris Wrestling Views, subscribe to his channel. Again, Chris Wrestling Views, Chris with a K. Get over there, subscribe to his channel. That man's almost to his first YouTube plate, so get over there, subscribe to his channel. And get over to Jeff. Oh man, I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm trying to remember it. It's Jeff Wrestling 23. Yep, I think that's it. And then I'm sorry for getting Jeff if I messed up the channel. And get over to Say's channel. She can't be here because she's out enjoying her birthday. But get over to, as a birthday gift, get over to her channel and run on that likes and subscribes and to run the like button, subscribe, share, do all that type of stuff for her. Wish Shay a happy birthday, and just overall shout out to Shane, Hector, and the rest of the crew who couldn't be here, but I was able to hold it down for them. And that we will see you tomorrow. We should have another video coming up tomorrow. And we probably can talk more about this type of stuff. You know, we could talk. We could actually running by the other guys about doing a comic book or a horror movie podcast and all that type of stuff. So yeah, we're definitely gonna talk more about that. We the last little chats before I get out of here. If you were in the DC/Marvel universe, who would you be based off of your personality? Hulk, Hulk or Bruce? Honestly, because both got a type of mental anger issues. I'm kooky in the head. But no, if for Marvel, I'll be a mix between Hulk and Wolverine. If I was in Marvel, but if I was in DC, I'll be a mixture of Batman and Superman for sure. If it was DC, it would be Batman and Superman. And I'm not just saying that because I think I'm just as good as those guys, but my personality wise, I'll be a mixture of Batman and Superman. Because I'll be like Superman, I'll be wanting to save people, but I will also be Batman, and I would brutally just beat the heck out of you and force you to tell me what you got to tell me. So you know, it's a mixture of both. Oh, was that the last question, Xavier? With the one about what universe I was going to be in? But yeah, that's where I'll be. I'll be like if I was in the Marvel universe, I'd be a mixture between Hulk and Wolverine. DC, it would be Superman and Batman. Because I don't see no other. If not Superman or Batman, if I had to pick one person, I might even say Green Lantern too. Like, yeah, I might even say Green Lantern. If not a mixture of Superman and Batman, definitely be Green Lantern. But personally, I would say Bruce and Superman because if I'll be a mixture of them two or Hulk or Wolverine in the Marvel universe. Ha ha! That's a good combination. Bruce and Matt Murdock. That's cool. Oh, they're coming. Be on the lookout for that. Be on the lookout for that because I know Tekken's got another story mode expansion coming out. I'm gonna be doing Mortal Kombat Chaos Reign soon. So be on the lookout for my gameplays for Mortal Kombat and Tekken. That will be coming up soon. But no, yeah, Bruce Wayne and Matt Murdock, Sabier, that would be pretty good. That would be a pretty good combination, though. I ain't gonna lie, that would be pretty good. But I'm out here, guys. Love you guys. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for joining me here. Thanks for taking the time to watch this live. Peace out. I love you guys. But don't forget, for Shay and for everybody here, get over to our channels and subscribe. Peace. Please say beer. Let me go. Say beer.